And here we go. 2001 Men's Open Nationals, or Men's Open Finals.
Santa Barbara with the, Jam with the pole, and Taro is coming down to pick the disc up off the pole.
Taro throws a scooper, gets
Throws
fouled.
it to Brandon.
Nice catch by Brandon.
He's looking downfield.
Nice dump out to Jimmy Price, who gets banged. No foul call.
Jimmy throws it off to Steve Dugan. Steve Dugan catches it just inbounds. And Dugan throws it, just out of the reach of Seidler.
Hey, David, can you show me how to focus this thing?
So the Condors wearing green today. Taro coming up to mark. And Jam in their blacks. Jam from the Bay Area. A lot of Santa Cruz graduates, a lot of Stanford graduates. I think Mark Weinsberger went to Stanford.
Weinberger looks up. Weinberger hits Dan Eisenberg.
Nice forehand. It's really tough. It's windy today. We probably got about 20 to 30 mile an hour winds. Pretty consistent all weekend long.
Eisenberg dumps it back to McManus.
Eisenberg.
McManus with the disc right now.
I think that's probably a travel call.
There's a call on the field. Sorry.
Settling the call. Checks it in. Dugan right on the mark.
McManus hits Eisenberg on the dump. Eisenberg looks around but can't get the swing off, and Eisenberg puts a big throw. Tommy Burfeen's in the area. Big Jim Schlottler's in the area. And Big Jim makes a huge catch over Burfeen.
Shetler, that's a nice grab upwind. That's really what you need to be doing. You're gonna have to take
McManus. McManus looks around. McManus throws it around to Dan Eisenberg. Oh, there's a call on the play.
Definitely gonna have to take some risks upwind. Pretty tough to move the ball slowly.
That was an excellent job by Eisenberg just to put the disc out there for Shetler, and great job by Shetler going to get it.
And it was really a great throw.
Absolutely.
Oh, and he can't get the second one. He's hating that too. That was his. He's normally pretty sure-handed. Tommy had that one sized up. I'm kind of surprised he didn't get it.
Tommy and Shetler's going to be a big matchup today. It's two very tall players. And who can dominate the air is going to be a big difference in this game. Taro comes in with the disc. Taro swings it over to Tommy.
Look for the Condors downwind to be pretty chilly.
Oh,
that's
Tommy
a nice
throws a little
D.
behind Brandon, and Dan Eisenberg comes up with the D. Brent Shannon's got the disc. Brent hits mark. There's another call on the play. Looks like there's disc in the air. This disc is going to stay with Weinberger. He's calling out his play. Taps it in.
Weinberger's looking middle of the field.
Peter Reeve.
A lot of calls early. I think these guys are trying to get in the groove, trying to figure out what's going to work today. There were a lot of teams doing a lot of that all weekend long.
Well, it's real tough to play in this wind. It's real tough to get in any sort of groove. It's throwing up, especially the direction Jam is going right now, is very difficult. Peter over to Jim. Jim comes back to Peter.
Oh,
and down to McManus, tough. But that's too low. McManus couldn't come up with it.
20-yard dump turnovers don't help
Dugan
you.
Picks it up. Looking for Taro, and Taro makes a huge catch in the end zone. Taro's going to be hurting after that. He's playing on a very sore ankle right now.
Yeah, Taro played very little during the week on Thursday and Friday. He's got it taped up pretty hardcore. I wouldn't doubt he's probably on about 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen at this point.
But he knows there's really not a whole lot to wait for. And if it hurts tomorrow, it's not going to hurt that bad if they're picking up the trophy this afternoon.
Go ahead.
With several turnovers each point. And a big key is going to be who can really settle down and win those points, especially who can win them going upwind. It's pretty easy to score on those long throws going downwind, especially on a fast break. But being able to put together some throws upwind is going to be the key. Hollywood with a nice pull upwind.
That's a very good pull.
50 yards is very good considering the level of the wind. Condors are coming out in a zone. That's not surprising. Condors will play a lot of zone.
That's
Damian Scott with the disc.
It's a pretty soft zone. They're kind of probably wanting to throw deep.
John Zalisk now. John Zalisk over to Damian. Damian's holding it. Chris Hayden is open out here to the near side.
dumping backwards into
Don't
upwind
step
is
launcher.
a little risque.
Mike Payne
looking
Mike
deep.
Payne is looking for Scott Johnson.
That's too tough.
But that's
That is
tough.
too tough.
The wind really knocks that disc down when you're throwing in that direction. You need to really put some air underneath it.
It kind of feels like the wind is a little more diagonal today than it has been, coming in more at an angle than it has been over the past couple days. I wonder if that's to it. Sedaris gets it to
James
the middle of the
Studers
field.
picks it up. Throws it to Mike. Mike holding it. And Mike dips it around to Shep. Shep dumps it back to James. When James is on the field, he's going to see the disc a lot. He's definitely the premier handler. He's got the best throws in the wind.
He really does. He travels like a mother, but damn, he's so strong. Nice grab by Mike.
Absolutely.
Oh, come on, Gavigan. Nice,
Gavigan
dude.
stays in bounds. It's a nice catch.
Mike Payne
Payne.
keeping him straight.
Gavigan dumps it back to Hollywood.
Hollywood with Idris on him. First time we see Idris in the second point.
Wood throws it back over to Mike.
A lot of, I'm really surprised they're not doing a lot more fronting here. They should be. Oh,
And there
it
goes
is.
the throw. That's a big, deep throw.
Ted is
Ted
is
and Hollywood
sizing
are
that
in
one
there.
up. Oh, it's shortest kind of field. Almost
Shep
gets
had
it.
it. Shep had that disc in his hand before he hit the bot. Has contact coming down.
I'm sure there would have been a foul or two called there had that been caught.
Likewise, Idris Nolan, who's got the disc right now, will also get the disc in his hands a lot when Jam's on the field. When he's on the field for Jam, he also probably has their best set of throws.
Idris threw a push pass hammer downwind yesterday against us. It was comedy. He's got the most creative throws probably in the tournament, I would say.
He's certainly flashier than Studerus is, but still just a solid thrower.
And a good receiver too.
Yes, and a good receiver too, as evidenced there by that caught score over Hollywood. Nice bid by Hollywood, but Idris had a step on him. There wasn't much he could do about that. Makes the score 1-1. On the first point, one big play like that, and that could be the difference maker in the whole game.
I think that's exactly right.
Is that Cribber seeing his first action of the game?
I think, yeah, that is.
That is.
What, did he get a haircut?
Dennis
His hair was a
Cribber
lot
versus-
longer yesterday. Got his hair cut for the finals.
Studerus bring the disc in.
Nice little inside out to Jimmy.
Inside on fast.
Yeah, little Jimmy. Oh, right up to Ted. Ted Savage looking, throwing the inside
looking.
out. Goal.
Yeah.
Holding serve again.
Yep. Corey's a very good receiver. They'll often look to get him the disc in the end zone because his throws are a little suspect, especially on a windy day like this.
He's a pretty sassy talker too. 2-1 Condors for the finals as Dugan pulls upwind. God, that's a beautiful
That is
pull.
a fantastic pull. Really hangs it out there, lets it settle in. Condors are coming down in the zone again, it looks like. Gives them time to set it up. Once again, it's a pretty loose zone the Condors are playing right now. They're just challenging Jam to make several throws upwind, hoping maybe one of them will get away from them. Idris holding it. Idris throws a scoober. Johnson makes a very, very nice catch at midfield. Idris will definitely do plenty of that this game, especially going downwind. You won't see him mess around with dumps in the upside field.
There's Corey with a
Corey
nice
with
D.
another D. Corey gets it, throws it around to Jake Seidler.
I think there's a foul called there.
Probably a foul called on that.
Foul called.
Apparently so. Idris makes a nice D, and of course the disc returns right back to Seidler.
I mean, this is such a different game than, than I guess what you would call normal, but because you're just waiting for the other team to make a mistake because it's so likely that they will in this wind. It's been a really tough kind of nationals to be consistent. And
Yeah,
here
it
we're
takes
going to see another turn going up.
Very nice throw from Seidler over to Mike.
Ross
Mike
to
couldn't hold on
Damien,
to it.
to Toaster.
Toaster back to Damien. Back to Toaster.
Toaster really loves to have the ball in his
And
hand.
Toaster Scott
often.
Johnson for the score. That was a perfect example of what Jam calls their Plinko offense. Lots and lots of short passes, relying on their speed and quickness and their throwing ability rather than trying to rely on big throws.
So the Plinko, I don't know, we didn't really see them use that much of it when we played them in.
Jam with the pull. I think that was Schottler. Another nice pull up into the wind. And Jam's coming down inside their defense. Jam's also coming out in his zone. Taro's got the disc. Taro's not likely to mess around too much on this end of the field, but he does dump it to Dugan, which is a little of a brave throw. That was almost defended by Ken.
Exactly.
Dugan throws a nice high release up there.
I kind of wonder why teams dump it so often. Little Jimmy with a nice high backhand.
Jimmy with a high backhand to Tommy. That was too easy.
Yeah, lefty.
Once Dugan got that high release off, the whole point was over. But really, in this win, the reason to play the zone is to try to challenge teams to make several throws in that upwind area of the field. If you can get the disc only 20 or 30 yards from the, if you can get the disc only 20 or 30 yards from the end zone, that's a pretty strong statement about your defense. That gives your offense a much better shot. The less yards you have to work for, the better. Hollywood with the pull. Not a bad pull, though not the best one that we've seen today. It gets about to midfield, maybe 50 yards down, or maybe 40 yards down, excuse me. Idris is walking slowly, pick it up. Condors looking like it might actually be a man defensive set this time.
This Yarborough guy in a blue hat, he has, he hand blocked me once, but so I'm a little bit biased, but he's had some ridiculous,
Oh, the great defense by Hollywood.
Wood.
Idris looking for the
Well
end zone
done.
on the first throw, looking to Scott Johnson. Hollywood comes up with a big layout block there.
It's a great block. But again, we come back to the whole working it upwind thing.
Yep, Condors now have to go 70 yards in this win, and that's not easy. That's not easy. Disc is in. Ryan Nation going deep. Cyrus looks him off.
I wonder what James's forehand up this wind
right.
would look like. I wonder if we're going to see that.
It's back to Hollywood.
Is that
quite catch
conservation?
grip on that.
I don't think that's conservation if there's a couple throws removed, right?
I believe that's correct. I believe conservation only operates on the next play.
Right on. Okay. So Yarborough again, as I was saying, this Yarborough guy is man. He's every time I'm seeing the Condors play, I'm seeing him make D's.
Idris over to Toaster. That was a beautiful throw. I think that was a little push pass right over the mark.
Holding serve.
That makes the score 2-2.
No, it doesn't. Threes.
Threes. Haha. Kerber with really an excellent pull.
Yeah.
That's gonna be close to 60 yards when it comes down.
That gives you such an advantage.
Absolutely.
How many people do they have pulling? Let's check that out too. Let's see if they can maintain one guy continuing to do that.
JD's got the disc for the Condors.
JD with a really nice cut to start that out with too. Gavigan looking for a
Gavigan
dump.
back to JD. JD throwing a hammer to Tommy. Oh, it comes up short. Jam's gonna have a short field. They're gonna have to go about 40 yards to score. Let's see if they can take advantage.
Force forehand again. Steady diet of forehand.
Travel called by Dugan on Weinberger.
Yeah, Weinberger's a big cheater. No, probably one of the nicest guys on Jam. Is somebody...
Jam is setting their call. Getting ready to tap this back in.
Dugan also one of the more spirited players representing the United States at Worlds. Oddly enough, throwing to Josh Faust.
And Faust couldn't come up with that one.
Sedaris looking for him. This little push off. This is a wow. Faust a couple years ago and James. Wow, that would be.
That's a pretty fiery matchup.
That's a pretty fiery matchup. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. James has actually cooled it a lot, although he still travels a bit.
Oh, James with the lefty backhand.
Oh.
Interesting break. And
Nutmeg
Dugan
Tommy
took that
getting
from Tommy.
denied by Steve Dugan.
Oh, Dugan with a really nice throw up to.
For the better. That's where you want the ball near the end
Yeah,
zone. You want it in Dugan's hands.
He lifted his pivot and traveled when he made that throw.
There's highlight the throwers. Here's that Dugan again with a pull. So Dugan and Kribber are the pullers, and Jesus, that's a 60-yard pull upwind. That's beauteous. Seth Blocker playing against the zone.
Damien.
There's Jay. Back into Damien.
Damien's hands.
Again.
I'm not really sure why Jam is messing around with the disc so much over here.
You want it?
Oh, it's a little give and go cut, a little handler cut.
Idris. Look for anything now.
Up to Idris. They're actually running a little bit of Plinko style offense again.
Yes, they are.
I'm not really sure about this this far from the end zone.
No, they're all right. They're so familiar with each other.
Yep.
I mean, you can see how
You
comfortable
can
Idris
see
is.
Damien and Idris really working that to perfection.
Look at that. Come on.
Idris with a very easy throw over to Mike Payne. Mike Payne with a little high release to Scott Johnson, and that's the score.
Bing, bang, boom. Nice.
Idris and Damien are definitely two of the quicker players on Jam, and especially at their height, that gives them a great advantage.
That's the thing. Idris is so creative that it gives Damien the flexibility to go anywhere, and he expects it from Idris from anywhere. So they really do make a nice pair.
Cannon with the pull this time. Actually, not a bad pull from him. Not quite as long as
Not
some
quite
of
as
the other
long
ones.
though. But I suspect it's not going to make too much of a difference here.
Jam
I don't
playing out
think
the
that.
zone. Once again, it's a fairly tight one.
Look at
Wow,
that.
Jam
Look at that.
really.
Scooby-Dooby.
Damien is totally outmatched. He had 3 players to try to cover in the end zone there, and Condors just shredded that.
That was a beautiful Scooby.
Yeah, somehow Jam had really overloaded the front and left a big hole in the middle of the in the back of the field.
Well, dude, they have to gamble. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to gamble on D, because the only way you're going to score is if you get the D up near the end zone you're attacking, the upwind end zone, because you're not going to be able to work it upwind 70 yards.
Indeed.
Pretty much we can count on that, I think.
Indeed. And if there's one player to isolate back in the end zone to have guarding 3 guys, Damien is probably it.
Dugan again. And there it is, another beauty.
An excellent
Oh,
pull. Excellent pull. The
little
way
high.
he sits that out there.
Little high, that's going to sit
To
nicely.
come down in bounds. It's a very nice pull. Stuck on the sidelines like that.
I wonder,
Andy Cruz on the mark.
I'm thinking we're going to see that
up to
JD
Idris.
had a good opportunity right there. Didn't take it. Yarborough.
Yarborough on the mark. Idris with the disc. A stoppage of play. I believe they're trying to figure out where the stall count's going to be. Yarborough taps it in. Idris still with the disc in his hands. Looking downfield. Throws a very nice throw. Comes up a little bit short. He was looking for Seth Blosher there.
You know, he honestly
Couldn't get to
believes
Dugan with a nice throw
that
to
that should be
Hollywood.
completed.
Hollywood
Looking
still going to hold
upwind,
it.
wants it. Oh, foul.
Foul call. You could see his second Hollywood caught that on the break mark side. He was definitely looking for an opening to jack it upwind.
But he just didn't want to put that forehand. And that's all he's going to see unless you can get away from your mark for a couple seconds. And with all this fronting, man, that's just tough to do. Mike Payne checks it in. Dugan, he's the guy you want it. Nice break.
Dugan with a nice
God,
break up to
beautiful
JD.
Step around.
JD back to Dugan again. Dugan looking to break it again.
Uh-oh.
And that's why you force forehand in the win. It's tough to keep that forehand
Get
under
it,
control.
get And he just
Idris
picks
picks
it right
it
up,
up.
gets it going.
Oh,
Oh,
nice push pass
so
over to
nice.
Blosher. Blosher down to Johnson. Johnson over to Mike Payne.
You got, was that a behind the head? That was a behind the head,
I
yes?
believe that was a behind the head push pass, yes.
So nice.
That was absolutely
And
insane.
Mike Payne attempts a similar feat between the
we had-
legger.
looks like we had a call on Idris's or on Johnson's throw back to Payne. We had a call of some kind, probably a travel.
I got to call Mike Payne out on the white-orange shoes. I got to call him out on that. Although they do match Seidler's hat. Not a bad match right there.
That is actually pretty impressive. I had not noticed.
I wonder if they talked.
Johnson with the disc about 10 yards out. Johnson dumps
hand
to
off.
Idris.
Running
And
play.
Idris with
Oh,
the
push
push
pass. A little too bold.
Yep.
Idris might be. He might be trying to take over the world. I don't know how he's going to call a foul on a overhead push, no-look push pass.
He seems to not have
That's
too much problems
tough.
with it.
That's a good call. That's Greg, Greg Connolly, I believe.
I believe that's correct.
Observing
yes.
for us.
Yeah, it's a star observer, lots of experience, definitely knows the rules of the game. That would have been very, very difficult for Idris to really realistically argue that was a foul on that play.
Come on. I can't believe he even called it. He's normally a pretty reasonable guy. But that's just kind of how his brain works, man. He's thinking that's just, I got this throw. I got this throw. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, he's definitely, his results so far today have definitely would inspire some confidence in him that he can get just about anything off.
You know what we were doing that had some success was, and obviously it's pretty dicey, but Oh, see, there's the opportunity to huck it upwind. Oh, it's a beautiful huck. Oh. And low percentage as it landed out of bounds to Yarborough. You're just going to walk it up.
Gonna turn the disc to where it went out of bounds.
Jam.
That looks to have been a long ways away. That's a really bad decision.
It didn't seem like it, from here, it didn't look like it went out quite where it did, where he's claiming it did. I guess they got it.
That's where the observer is marking it, so.
That's EK over there on the observing. Idris being forced backhand.
Idris comes back to Toaster, back to Idris.
There's Toaster, man. He throws and goes faster than anybody else in the game, in my opinion.
Idris back to Mike Payne. Mike Payne with a nice break up to Scott Johnson.
That's Jay. That's Jay, actually, that broke that.
Oh, you're right, you're right.
Jay working the dump. Oh. Unlucky.
Looking back to Jay, but it looks like there's a call on the play.
Jay, I'm thinking you got to look for that before you can call a foul. If you're not looking at it, it kind of hits you. I'm not sure what you would call here.
And went for the
Oh,
second
looked
D.
like it might have bounced grass right there.
Oh,
That looked
Seth's
like it
calling
might have
it up.
bounced grass. Oh, Seth's calling it up. That's pretty wild.
Shockingly.
Go figure that.
Dugan arguing his case.
That could go either way. I mean, it sure looked like it was pretty damn close. If this was like a regular field with like tall grass, that'd be down. Wow, spirited call by Seth. You know what? That's a lot of confidence, though, in the fact that he's probably going to get it back.
Oh.
Except for the fact that he's got a nice upwind
wide
huck.
open.
Oh, I see a break coming.
Oh.
I see a break coming. Oh!
That was a huge play.
That is large. We may have just seen the game. That was Seidler with the nice grab.
Yep. Dugan made a nice throw to Ryan Yarborough. Yarborough had Seidler wide open in the end zone. That's really what it takes in this win. It takes a big throw like that, and it takes wide open players.
Bullshit, dude. That was luck. But you got to go for it. You really have to gun it upwind.
It looks like there's a
see what
call
you
on the
get.
field.
Oh,
Jam is possibly arguing that they never tapped the disc in.
Oh, that is so
Wow.
wrong.
Wow, that is a huge call.
Oh, that is painfully wrong. Go to an observer. Get this cleared up quickly. Let's not have this take all day. Oh, painful. That pains me. Oh, that so pains me. I bet you, I would wager that it's, Dave, I think you had it right, that it was not checked in. I bet you that would be it.
And there's no arguing with that call. The disc must be checked in after a stop disc like that.
It's a huge, that is a huge,
Dugan's face to get him off.
Let's do it again. I got
Hollywood's got
Hollywood.
position.
Oh.
Mike Payne got in there. Looks like Payne may have gotten the D. That's a good poach on Payne's part. Hollywood really had Scott Johnson on his back. Had good position.
Man, what a turn of events. That break was essentially could have been the game right there.
Idris brings it in.
Idris, jacking it.
Idris looking for Seth Blosher with Hollywood in
I like-
position.
Oh,
But Seth apparently was just a little bit off balance to try and lay out for that.
those discs are coming in. It's such a funky speed, and they change height so fast that it's really hard to set up that.
So just to get that off is pretty impressive. Dugan throws up to JD. JD up to Seidler.
And he jacks it.
Seidler gets a wide open backhand.
Yarborough.
Yarborough.
You have to please catch.
Oh! Yarborough, Andy Cruz.
Goal, coming.
That's
Goal.
Jam is definitely claiming that after Yarborough bobbled that, it hit the ground before he caught it. They sent it to the observer. The observer says... I
Down.
believe the observer says it was down. Yes. Oh. Andy Cruz has got to be feeling that right now. That was the game right there if he comes up with that catch after Yarborough bobbles it.
Andy. Although we're seeing our theory tested here. That's two consecutive strikes upwind that have come damn close.
Well,
Obviously, when a disc hits the ground, it's not close, but
when a disc is in Dugan's hand, that's pretty impressive.
And a big punt.
Idris simply getting the disc downfield, gonna make the Condors work at 70 yards again. Definitely a good strategy. If you have nothing easy.
Yeah, if Mike Payne is telling Idris to not do that, Mike Payne should probably not do that.
Body to muscle that disc upwind. Side lever the disc, looks like there was a foul on the mark. Mike Payne on the mark.
Hey, where are we at here in time of point? This is a 5-minute point?
We're easily over 5 minutes, especially with the arguments and the calls.
Little drop there. Andy Cruz having a tough little point. Timeout going downwind. Force flick.
Force flick. He's just trying to stop the underneath.
Blocker
stop
to Idris.
Oh,
Turn.
It's a great
Go.
D by
Get
JD.
going. Go.
Side left to JD.
That's the other thing that we noticed. If you can get a D and get it started,
Yarborough just couldn't quite come up with that.
you just picking it up, taking a little travel. Idris also with some ugly cleats, although they look like screw-ins. I don't know. Screw-ins would be the call here, but obviously they work for him. He's playing exceptionally well. Dewey stepping in for a poach. Got a little kind of subtle kind of cup.
Idris over to Toaster. Toaster back to
Oh! Dewey, come on, baby.
Russell over to Toaster.
Block.
Toaster to Seth. Seth to Toaster. Oh, there's a pick called. Blocker's got the disc about 8 yards outside the end zone.
Jam really not making this look easy going downwind. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that their offense looks confident. Blocker going to check it in. Toaster looking. This is interesting. Something flippy's going to happen. Something. Oh, he's going to dump. Ah, foul. Toaster likes the freaky throws, scoobers, high backhands, and the like. He likes to flip stuff out there. He's got good hand speed too, so I think that's a good utilization of his skills. On the end zone with a glove on.
A little Michael Jackson action.
Seen a number of players with gloves on.
Toaster dumps it back to, is that Blocker again? No.
Who's that guy from Seattle? He wears gloves now. What's the guy? One of the Monahan brothers wears, wide receiver gloves, and I know Stebbins over in San Diego. He wears gloves now. I wonder what that whole deal is all about. I've talked to a couple of them about it, and they claim stickiness. They claim that it's pretty damn sticky.
Dumps back to Russell Furr. Russell Furr looks at Toaster.
Go.
Toaster making a nice catch for a goal.
Okay, that brings our score to California 5, California 5. I have another little more serious announcement here, folks.
Kicking up.
Yeah, no brick.
You're right. Popped it up in the air. The wind's gonna actually turn that one around and carry it back towards the jam end zone before it hits the ground.
Wow. My bad on the
That ended
50
up
yard
being
call.
about a 30-yard pull or thereabouts.
Hey, Biscuit's in.
Biscuit's in. Biscuit's guarding James.
Have we even seen Biscuit yet?
I don't think so. I think this is his first action today. Jam coming out in another zone, pretty loose. Oh, James with a very nice downwind scooter. About 45 yards. Right over Big Jim Shetler for the score.
Holding serve.
Holding serve. Score is now 6-5 Condors.
Holding on from one side. Dugan with a nice pull.
Dugan with a very nice pull.
That's the key. Keep that lip down. Although this one's going to brick.
They won last year.
Dugan's consistent. He's some little mismarking on the announcer sheet. Ted on the big mark.
Flasher
Oh.
with the disc. Flash up to Idris.
Man, so is it pretty much in Idris's hands 70% of the time? It's got to be like, he's got to be at like 70%.
Do they win the most times?
Well, technically, since he can't throw it himself, anything over 50 would be pretty impressive.
I guess that's true. Well,
But
time.
70%
We're talking
of the
time. We're not talking throw. We're
Time-wise,
talking time.
absolutely. He holds the disc a lot. He's usually when they're looking to throw scores. Idris, a nice break up to Damien. Damien's holding it. Damien throws an
Go.
easy score over
Shelton.
John Shelton.
Right on. Rod.
Jam with the pull.
Now this is a small thing, but that's like the fourth person that Jam has had pull. And they're all pretty much coming up, except for that last atrocious one, they're all coming up within 10 feet of the brick. And that's pretty good, consistency-wise. I wonder if Dugan's going to get tired out, considering they need Dugan to be the one.
To make those upwind throws.
Exactly.
And the flow of the play.
Exactly.
Ryan Nation getting some action today. Taro playing.
Throw a hammer. Do it. Do it.
Oh, the crowd wants to see Charles Hammer. Charles Hammer is.
Oh, he gets. That's so vanilla, dude. Come on, Taro.
Taro throwing a pretty easy forehand after faking the hammer.
It's downwind, for God's sake. What are you not going to get it back?
I think Taro's probably more afraid of putting that hammer down to the trees on the far side of the field more than anything else. On a standard day, I've seen him throw that about 65, 70 yards. Throwing this direction, 130, 140 miles probably is now the question.
Come to nationals, they have a full sideline of sport drinks and water coolers, and you see those what are those little hokey little football thermos things that you drink out of. I mean, they're almost professional athletes at this point.
You can also see if catch a shot of another film crew on the sideline. There's actually a documentary being made about the Condors this tournament. Documentary producers obviously hoping for a happy ending. And since the Condors have the serve, if everything holds, they'll win this game.
That one
19-18.
Oh, that one break. That's it.
Hollywood with a pretty respectable pull also. Dugan on the sidelines right now.
Toaster
up to Idris. You can see one of the big differences between Jam and Condors. The Condors tend to walk up to the disc after the pull and just let the defense get set. Jam really wants to get it moving.
No, man, it was crucial.
A little bit in the style of that offense.
Dude, it was so crucial as we have a stoppage of play to get the disc started. If you could get a turnover going upwind and you could get your hands on the frisbee and start running, man, that was essential. And you'll notice that that's what happened with all three of Barbara's attempts. They all started that way.
Another stoppage of play. Blotcher's got the disc in his hands.
Taylor, who is covering, what's that guy's name down there? Is that Scott?
Big blonde, yeah, Scott Johnson.
There's,
great catch by Idris. Idris fakes the push.
Fakes the push on Yarborough. Yarborough's one of the better marks.
Idris steps around, throws a little
goal.
Backhand. Goal to Toaster. Looks like there might be a travel call by Yarborough.
We have issues. Toaster going, what do you mean I'm slow? Something interesting from Idris here.
I see Mike Payne wide open to the break mark side. I think if Idris could just
I don't see Idris dumping it. I don't see him dumping it. Okay, I guess we'll call that a dump.
I guess you were wrong.
Woo!
Oh.
Gratuitous bid by
that's
Toaster.
That's one of the dangers of playing around with the disc for too long.
And that's not gonna help.
Shouldn't really affect them too badly since.
Well, it's not gonna help Idris dump it in the future, I guess.
Certainly not going to encourage him. His success early on with those.
We generally call that unlucky. Quick little push pass, and Yarborough's gonna call a foul. Is he calling a foul on his own play, or is he calling a foul because he got run over by Idris? Idris is just, God, he's out of control. He's like the Evel Knievel of Ultimate. Behind the head, push pass.
Push pass. And a scuba.
Not a goal.
Not a goal. Damien comes down on the line. Damien.
Go.
Easy goal.
I mean, he pushes a no-look push pass and then runs right over the mark. It's his world. That's all I'm saying.
That makes the score Jam 7, Condors 7.
And that ties the score at 7.
During the
Oh, a combo. What do you mean? A Coke.
You know what? I would love a Coke. Thank you so much.
Okay, just back into play. It's a pretty nice pull by Jam.
Gavigan with the frisbee here. Unusual. He's a receiver.
Throws it up to JD. JD's got those deep eyes, and there
it goes. That's a nice put. Jimmy's going to get that for a goal.
Goal.
Yeah, Jimmy Price.
You can see the standard operations again. Once the disc gets in the hand of a confident thrower, he really is only looking to the end zone.
Jimmy Price is a fairly excellent story. He lives in Phoenix, right? And he lives in Phoenix, and there's not much ultimate going on in Phoenix as far as on this level. And Jimmy, being a good player and a surfer, naturally gravitates to the coast, and he got together. He started traveling to these tournaments and whoring onto some of these teams, getting a name for himself, and then he glommed his way onto into the Santa Barbara scene, and he'll probably get 10 feet of the brick again. He's got to be tired out.
He seems to get pretty consistent. Dugan certainly trains a lot.
Look at that, man.
Dugan trains.
Jesus Christ.
His throws.
Nope. See, he's starting to shorten a little bit.
Yep. He's a little shy of the brick, about 10 yards shy of the brick this time. Mike Payne walking to pick it up.
Not that that's going to be the game or anything. I don't think that's going to have any real impact. But Mike Payne with the ball. Oh, interesting little throw. Going to say he's out of bounds.
Yep. Turns out he was out of bounds.
That's Glimmy? Is that Glimmy calling him out? Has Glimmy been playing much?
Glimmy has not been playing a whole lot.
Is this his first point?
James Studers is open, but going deep.
Turn around, Ted.
Tough.
Ted.
Ted throws it.
Catch it, Ted.
Ted
Not
throws
happening
it to
for
Taro,
Ted at this
but
point. And Idris. Oh, hey, look, it's Idris with the frisbee. That's pretty weird.
That's first time for everything, Jason.
Oh. Jam runs that weird crossing. They have 2 dumps and they cross them. Nice
Wow,
grab by
great
Damien.
catch by Damien. Really fantastic.
He does the freeze, the breakdance and freeze move.
Toaster over to Idris. That's a goal.
Idris being a scorer.
That brings the score to 8 apiece. Next point takes the half.
With Idris' quickness and also the fact that he is such a consistent thrower, he's actually a pretty dangerous scoring threat. Going upwind.
You would have thought that zone would have worked in this kind of wind. I wonder what happened.
Talking to Butch said that really their big problem was on offense. He said the defense had no problems forcing turns, but when they got to disc, they had trouble scoring downwind. And they had trouble scoring downwind.
Dude.
But really it looks like a clam now.
You know,
Almost. They're playing a lot of man-up defense on front.
this is interesting. It's a good move by Jam because obviously it wasn't working what they were doing.
Yeah, the zone was definitely not working. They were having too many open spaces. Oh, and there
that's
you go.
What they see. There you
There's
go.
A short
now
turn
will they get it
forehand.
done?
Idris picking up the disc about 40, 45 yards from the end zone.
He just hasn't thrown up wind at
Up the
all.
toaster,
Oh!
And James Studers with a foul.
He looked like a soccer player there, the way he fell down. Oh, and nothing but good feelings and
Nothing
love.
but love from Studers.
Nothing but love. So
The disc back in. Oh, they switch up the mark.
Oh!
Oh, Damien making a nice
James
catch.
making a nice step in there. Faust with the ball.
Damien over to Faust. And once again, another bump from Studerus. Stoppage of play.
Faust is not going to throw this upfield. He's going to dump this. James is going to step out and force the dump.
Up. This was not tapped in yet, so they're going to reset.
Jimmy steps in and approaches. Dump to Russ. Russ with Jimmy on him. Little size match up there.
Back to Faust. Faust up to Damien. They're running some Plinko style.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Here it is. Here it is. Get it in.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Oh my goodness! Seth Flasher had a wide open look at the goal to take half.
Seth, that catches.
And there's the hammer from Taro to Brandon. That was only 68 yards. That was actually pretty disappointing, honestly. And Condors score to take the half. And Seth Blasher, wow.
Seth Blocker is he gonna cry? Is he crying? No, I don't. There's no tears.
I don't think there are any tears
There are
yet,
no tears.
but we may well not see a whole lot more of Seth on the upwind direction if he's going to make plays like that.
Dude, we'll see. He'll play again, I think, man. But damn, it's so much easier to catch when your hands aren't by your throat.
Wow.
But at the moment, they have a 9-8 lead. Game is 17. Condors are going to pull upwind to Jam, who will then go downwind. And you can see that they have changed their strategy. We saw some pretty interesting things in the first half. It's kind of dry in the sense that you're pretty much scoring downwind. The Condors have the one break, an excellent break. They had three shots at it, and one of them came up. And that was pretty big. Obviously, it could mean a game. And then the Jam had an opportunity. And there was something happened. They were about to score. They were going to score upwind. I forget what happened. Dave, what happened?
Seth Blocker
You're
actually.
just going to play the entire game. I guess he could. You don't have to run as much.
There's definitely not as much running, especially from the handler position that he's got. Dugan with the throw, not as good a throw as he had in the first half.
Look at this. I say we're going to see this. This is a. I wonder if this will have any impact at all, or if it just won't mean a thing.
It's interesting to say. If there are no upwind breaks, the Condors still win the game. The Condors will
Right,
eventually win the
exactly.
game by one whenever the cap goes on.
And therefore, it becomes meaningless. But I mean, Dugan can't keep jacking him like that upwind and not expect his arm to give.
So Idris is trying to shout out some directions to his team. Dugan taps it in, playing a very loose cup, basically trying to force Idris to throw over the top like that. Hollywood making a defense on Damien. Nice defense by Hollywood.
Damien,
Damien's
no
upset.
one. Yeah, he thinks he had that. He thinks he could have had that one. He's probably disappointed in himself. But good to fool around a little bit and help out. They mean well, but don't throw the frisbee back on the field. Don't touch the frisbee when it's on the field, and don't throw the frisbee back onto the field. Let the players come get it. We want that.
Yep, the defense is planning on that, and so the offense has to go get it. Otherwise, the offense gains an advantage.
Well, yeah, I mean it's an opportunity.
Swinging dish across the field.
Strip on Husak.
Damien guarding Husak. Husak looking for a dump. Husak
Jack.
just jacks it upfield. Idris is there. Dugan's coming, but Idris easily makes the catch.
And he immediately throws to
it
Damien. And jeez,
And it looks like there might be a call on the play.
can't we all just get along here? I mean, what's up? Let's just get going with this. This is just, it's almost like that halftime really kind of defocused everybody. Everybody's kind of like,
All different styles of ultimate.
you think so?
We've seen some traditional ultimate out of them. We've seen definitely their Plinko style. I think in a game that's less focused, it comes down more to talent, and I don't think any team here has more talent than Jam does.
Wow. You know what? You're right. That's true. I mean, look at them. Look at the athletes they got.
Yeah,
they got the
exactly.
fastest guy in the field. They got the best.
Oh, that was a
Dugan
tough look. I think that was Andy Cruz maybe with the throw, and it's just down his reach.
It was a nice throw.
Yep.
Hey,
that was
look,
a
it's
great
Idris
throw.
with the disc.
Idris up to Damien. Damien back to Idris. Little Plinko style.
Right back to him.
Back up to Damien.
Bing, bing,
Damien's
bing,
gonna
bing,
swing
bing.
it around. Over to Blocker, who actually catches it this time.
Oh, you don't gotta go there.
Hey,
Oh,
looks like a
man.
call.
Right on, Dave Samuels.
Seidler guarding Blocker.
Seidler stepping off.
Blocker
Toaster
with the
being
toaster.
fast.
Toaster wearing glove up to Damien. Hollywood on the mark.
Damien looking to break, instead dumping to Jay.
Jay holds it. Jay back to Damien.
This is Plinko. And a goal.
Plinko at its greatest over to Steph Blocker.
Right back on the horse.
Absolutely.
Seth tossing it back to the line, hitting Andy Cruz in the ankles with a little good nature. Hey, man.
You
It's
looking
all
for that?
good. Where are we at here?
It's going to tie the score up at 9 points each.
It's
More
Brent.
than anybody else, team is most likely to beat Jam.
That's a good pull. Now it's short. Now you know what? My bad. It depends on what you're after. You know what I mean?
A good
You
hang
do want
time.
distance, though. You do want distance.
Distance is really, I'd say, the most key factor.
Yeah. That had a nice hang, but it really didn't go very far.
Dugan up to JD, just eating up the yards, nice and chilly. The wind's pretty low right
Hammer.
now. JD throws a hammer. Oh, nice bid by Dan Eisenberg, but comes up a little bit short.
Man.
Brandon Steets with the score.
They're making it's too easy for the Condors to score downwind.
10-9 Condors.
I realize it's downwind, but God, gotta. It's an interesting concept. Dugan again with a pull. He's weakening.
Yep,
He's
definitely.
weakening.
You can see that pull barely crossing midfield. I think that Dugan really is getting tired as the game wears on.
And if you look at this lineup, who else pulls it up, hucks it upwind if they get the turn? Taro, of course.
Yep.
There's Taro. I didn't see Taro.
Taro is on the field. Idris looking. He's got two open dumps.
Russ.
Over to Russ. Looking up to Mike Payne. Nope, looking over to Idris.
Bye-bye.
That's going up in the air. Nice defense.
JD with
Nice
nice
defense
D.
by JD.
Checks on Idris. Some collision there. Idris, all right. That's nice. That's nice D. Tough throw. Russ kind of bounced that one. Obviously don't want to bounce it in the wind. That makes for low percentage.
Idris is a great leaper, great receiver, but nobody could have caught that.
Right on, Lutz.
Dugan picks it up.
So, Mike Lutz. You played both these teams, man.
Dugan throws it to Mike back across the field.
What's your opinion? Any opinion on the strength of these two teams as you played them both?
I believe that the Condors run a more consistent game, and I think that'll be shown in the end.
Right on. Mike Lutz with Johnny Bravo. Good job this weekend, dude.
Thanks.
Spirit Award winner
Outstanding.
Johnny Bravo, Mike.
Spirit Award winner for Johnny Bravo. Hurt his knee and continued to play, showing a lot of sack. Ted Savage.
Savage. Oh, that
Some
puck
kind
in
of
the
foul
air.
there. Must have been. Yeah.
Yes, there's a foul. They made
Because
the D.
Idris rode Gavigan to the ground. That's definitely.
Peter
course
says the
going-
observer.
Ooh.
Observer rules no
Apparently
foul.
not. Definitely. We'll just go ahead and call that my bad.
This returns to Damien.
So it's looking like it's going to continue over to Damien as he caught the D. No foul. He caught the D. It goes to Damien.
Damien about 30 yards out. See what the
Damien
Condors,
also a representative of the U.S. at Worlds.
Condors coming with a man defense. Russ has it. Russ looks over to Toaster. Toaster back to
barely.
Russ.
Toaster is an interesting reset because he can reset from in front, on the side,
Wow, great catch by Eders with
anywhere.
Getting
Oh,
it,
he just throws from
riding
his
to the
knee.
ground.
Mike Payne.
No.
Yeah, Toaster's an interesting player because he can reset for the thrower from anywhere. And again, Mike
look-
Nanking again.
Matchup. Oh, great break by Dugan over to JD. JD with a great throw up to Mike Namking, and Mike cannot hold on to it.
Jesus. They get one break and they just forget about the whole deal. I mean, what's
Mike Payne
up?
up to Idris over to Damien.
Damien, nice fakes. He's got nice fakes.
Russ is open on the dump.
Yeah, you gotta have nice throws to have nice fakes.
Russ over to
Jay's a very workmanlike player. Doesn't get crazy.
Jay back to Russ. Over to Mike Payne.
Russ wants it
There's
back
a little
again.
there's a little confusion on a switch there. Oh, looks like the Condors are almost playing a little zone action.
Why
here.
is this hard? Just score, for God's sakes. It's downwind.
Yep.
Jesus. Don't go backwards. There's no need to go backwards. Just score.
Russ up to Toaster. Toaster's holding it, being forced forehand. It's a man, but the players up in front are playing very loose. They're trying to force
what
those
it is-
backwards throws.
What it is, it's a cup on the throwers, and it's a man in the backfield.
And all they're
Jay
trying to do
counts
is
it in.
force a lot of throws. If they can get maybe one of those throws is a little air bouncing and it pops up in the air, and then all of a sudden the defense has a chance at it.
Dude, why not? What do you got to lose?
Absolutely.
They're going about it the right way. The gamble. Get the fuck off me, says Toaster. Not in. Clearly not in. And there's an injury. Who is that? Is that JD? No, who is that?
I believe that is JD. It's JD who laid out directly into Toaster after Toaster caught that disc.
Toaster's a very high-strung athlete.
Toaster was definitely unhappy with that
He
play.
clearly got fouled.
Oh, he definitely
He
got fouled.
sandwiched by two defenders. And
JD
he,
took the worst of that. Took the brunt of
responded
that
in
collision.
kind.
Sideline trying to drive up some intensity for the Condors D. Maybe see if they can force a turn in a fast break. Toaster throws it over to Jay.
If you haven't noticed, a lot of the folks here that
that's
you
gonna
hear
be a
and
score.
speak.
Oh! Damien can't quite come up with it, and the defense does force a turn. They gotta go 70 yards. Let's see what they can do.
A lot of the folks here are, you notice that the Condors trying to shout their team into it. And it's tough, this wind, man. You have to yell. It's unbelievable how loud you have to, how hard you have to scream. And you can tell from my voice, I played Idris wanting that frisbee back here.
I think the problem was Gavigan had to return to the point which he crossed the out-of-bounds line to begin with. And he hadn't done that yet, so Idris was not allowing him to
If
throw
he
it.
just wanted to call it travel again. His foot's not on the line.
Oh, wow, great big by Damien.
Damien holding him down a little bit. Dugan taking offense. Getting a little sassy. Damien, that was a legit bid by Damien. He
Yep.
didn't do anything dangerous to Dugan.
Damien and Dugan teammates on the World Games team, as you already pointed out.
That's
Jason.
right,
So
that's
they
right.
definitely know each other's games pretty well. And they're talking it over.
I think Dugan's also had he's had both knees done. He doesn't dig contact either, so not many Ultimate players do. We're not a contact type of breed of player, so.
It was a pretty legitimate bid by Damien.
Absolutely.
This comes
It
in.
was on the side. They were both facing the same direction. That's acceptable
Dugan
to
throws the dump
most
around.
Ultimate players. I mean, as far as when they look at it rationally. Dewey wants to break, can't break, goes up line.
Nice.
Dugan with the ball.
Dugan makes a nice catch.
The ball again.
It's a Colorado thing.
Oh,
Nice, great throw over to Mike
That's such a
Nanking.
nice. He's got such pretty throws, man. He's got a nice step around. It's a quick step around, too.
And
Just
he
walk.
just calls another travel.
Well, he did walk.
He did travel.
And he gained an advantage there. Oh, my aching
And
travel.
Eater's going to call another travel
He
on that
tra-
one, I'm guessing.
That, you know what? That's a phenomenon I'm seeing a lot of lately. Guys.
Fall down,
yeah,
travel, throw.
You fall. I mean, and some of it is legit. Like, you'll lean to the brake side and just fall like you're catching one out of bounds, and then at your full extension, release a throw. And a lot of times that results in a travel. And a lot of people don't seem to realize that. I know I don't often realize when I travel, but right there it was very evident.
He certainly traveled.
Hammer
Back in.
upwind.
Big Hampton hammer.
That's huge.
Oh! Taro almost came up with that.
You guys got to conversate. Come on now.
You see Taro limping a little bit when he gets up. That ankle's probably bothering him
Oh
now.
man, you got to know it's screaming. That ibuprofen's probably worn off by now. Man needs
Eater's telling him to back the stack up, open up some space.
Man needs
Something
a
tells me
Percocet. I'm
Eater's just
so
simply
sure he
gonna
needs
throw
a
this.
Percocet. And he jacks it. Nanking is all over that. Bye-bye.
Well, that's a dangerous play on Namking's part.
And you know what?
to hit that in
Nanking
the
might
wind.
do better to try to catch it, stop at the cone, and try to play it right away. See?
A little bit of focus.
Hand block.
Oh. A
Hand block.
block from
Yes.
Russ. Dugan giving him love.
Yeah, that's all right.
One of the fantastic
Damn
things about
Sam.
Ultimate. That is a great, great defense by Russ. Let's see if Jam can take this and turn this into a score.
Dude, he got so hand blocked. All right, who's going to pick this up for Jam? I'm looking at a miscellaneous guy who does the right thing. Just returns it to the area of the field of play and brings it to the thrower's attention. That's what you want. Little disc check. Tarab. Idris taking it on the cone with Yarborough marking. I'm thinking Yarborough's going to force. Oh, wait. No, that's not James.
No, James is not on the field. No, Yarborough's definitely gonna be marking.
Yarborough's
going to be, he's going to be wary of the push pass, the overhead, all the Idris' little trick flippy throws.
Yeah, which one? You know what I mean? So he's forcing the middle.
Yep.
And he looks travel. Violation. Something.
He's going to keep his hands high, just try to force Idris to throw something low, maybe as a defender, maybe as has receiver's feet.
But he risks being nutmegged in that situation, much like Tom Burfield of the Condors, whom Will Deaver lit up like a Roman candle at regionals. Sorry, I didn't mean to go there. Idris, checking it in.
Yarborough checks it in again.
Dump.
Idris dumps it over to Jay.
Jay swings
Jay
it.
holds it over to Russ. And Russ over to Toaster.
Very unselfish play by Russ. Russ could have just tried to. Russ could have caught that and tried to jump in. But in the process of doing so, he probably would have taken out a Condor like Taro right there. So it's a nice play.
Well, despite their difficulties, Jam continues to be able to hold serve. So we're still on serve. And that ties the score up at 9 apiece.
10, everybody. 10 all.
I'm being bad about keeping score, dude.
Acting
now.
I believe also one of the things about Cribber is being left-handed.
That's a brick.
Given that Cribber is left-handed, when they force forehand, as they have been going the entire game, he is actually throwing a backhand.
Ooh.
And so, if you are looking for the upwind huck opportunity,
now you're talking strategy.
Left-handed backhand is definitely an advantage for Cribber.
Outstanding. Well, that's a good call. We, you know what? Wes Williams is a lefty on Johnny Bravo, and we saw a lot of forehand upwind. And Wes was commenting that he would be given, he got in for each game, one downfield left-handed huck look. And then it was denied. He saw no more of that. So I wonder if Cribber will see something like
Jam
that.
comes out in a very tight zone. There's 6 people in the near half of the field within 20 yards of the disc.
There's that scuba.
Leaving wide open
Nice
space
scuba.
to JD.
Why can't we just play? Come on.
It's a great throw from James.
Oh, fantastic Scooby. He's just going to do it again.
JD's still going to be open on the reset of play. The crowd is definitely calling for James to do it again. Oh.
Nice D, Josh. Why don't you pick that up and continue on its way to JD. Violation on those cleats. A lot of fashion faux pas with these, with the choice of foot gear. They're claiming that JD was moving before the check-in.
The observer overrules him.
How many throws do we have, by the way? Is that one?
That's
the first one.
That is the first throw of the point. That is correct. And it looks like the disc is going to remain with JD. He's got nobody on him, and he's got one receiver. That's Brandon in the end zone with Damian covering. My guess is that JD will probably hold it.
Yeah.
Because Brandon and Damian is not a favorable mismatch for the Condors.
That's 2 throws. That's 3 throws. 4 throws. 5.
JD and James working the 2-man game.
There's
And
6.
again, JD
7,
looking to swing it around.
8. 9. Foul called. 8 throws still. I'm off on the 5 count.
You saw one of the things that came out of JD and James working that 2-man game was the next time he faked it,
Really?
Seidler was really wide open out wide.
I'm thinking scuba to Jimmy right here.
I'm thinking I see Jimmy wide open. Cribber's going to probably try, or Faust is probably going to try and drop and cover
They saw
him.
it. They took it away. There's
Over Seidler.
Seidler.
Seidler back to James.
James Stedaris. Wow, man. He is just, there's 6 people all around him. Oh,
And James
my
with a
God.
double helixing scuba.
That is phenomenal.
Wide.
That throw is
Receiver for a
phenomenal. Damn, that's a nice throw. Dude could just create. That's unbelievable. He would be like the more level-headed compliment to Idris, in my opinion.
Yeah, James does not have quite the flashiness that Idris has, but he certainly has the same skill throws, and you saw several examples with Scoobers that point of just how dangerous a weapon he is when the disc is in his hands.
I'm gonna have to use the restroom.
Famous lefties.
Yeah?
Who
do you got?
Well, other than Cribber. I was trying to think.
Wes
like, big
Williams.
time. Other than Cribber and Wes Williams.
Wes Williams plays for Johnny Bravo.
Hollywood with the pull. It's a pretty decent pull by Hollywood.
Kenny Dobbins?
About 10 yards shy of the brick, but not too bad.
Brian
standard
Dobbins?
for lately.
Is Brian Dobbins a lefty?
I believe that's correct. Brian Dobbins is actually a lefty. Idris with a great throw up to Scott Johnson, really eating up the field. Scott Johnson being guarded by Adam Glennie.
Crookshank, Mike Crookshank of
That's correct.
Furious George. He's probably he's the best lefty playing right now.
That's certainly the
Hands
case.
down. That dude has sick throws.
And he certainly
That frisbee looks like a
definitely
freaking taco, something that's really tacoed.
Crookshank certainly thrived this weekend, although it wasn't enough to get the victory over Jam.
Oh, and that was the call. Everybody, we played them, and we were thinking that Furious was the strongest team. Clearly, they were, looking strongest. Idris with a goal, downwind goal. It's getting pretty
Damian.
routine here. The crowd is really kind of numb to these downwind goals at this point. We're pretty.
Jam really made that one look pretty easy.
Yeah, true.
11 all.
Although you notice they went a little bit away from the Plinko style offense there. It was many more downfield cuts.
Well, maybe that's better. Who knows? Mark. He's going past Brick. Oh, he was onside.
Yep.
Oh, he goes way
Wow.
past Brick.
Faust with a great pull.
No, that's on Brick. That's about Brick.
On the brick. It's a little bit past the brick.
Little past Brick.
And
Offside.
Offsides call.
Oh.
I'm not sure who the offsides is on.
Unlucky.
Might be on Jam.
Big pull from Faust, and Jam is offside,
Offsides on
negating
Jam.
it. That's the first one that's actually been that I've seen. I'm sure it's happened. It didn't happen in any of our games.
Vector. And definitely with that good pull from Faust.
Another good
Condors
pull- another good pull.
Certainly wanted to take it over, but Faust comes up with yet another one.
That's strong work by Faust. That's a nice pull.
Looking
And Bud-
for Ryan Yarborough.
Oh, my aching punt. Oh, is he going to get it? No, that's D.
Nope.
That's D.
Nicely D. Nicely D. Is that Biscuit? That
Yeah.
is Biscuit.
That frisbee came up, it showed its edge, and it kind of came back on him. Yarborough
Right.
didn't really have a chance because Biscuit had the inside position. Nice D.
Nice D by Biscuit. Very well done. Biscuit picking it up, walking it up.
And it's a lot calmer right now. It's a lot calmer.
That's not Biscuit. That is Ken. Ken's got this. Capped it in. Jam with the.
Oh!
A huge D
That
by
did not
Dugan.
just happen. That did not just happen.
Dugan.
Oh, God. Dugan in on a downwind point, steps out, poaches, and hand blocks that. Puts it right down. Score to Taylor.
Excellent play by Dugan. He's really showing his all-around game today.
Damn. That's large.
That's huge.
How does that make you feel? You know what I mean?
With the calm conditions, Jam definitely had a good chance to possibly get up there and score, and Dugan really just shut it down. Didn't let it happen.
That brings our score to Condors.
From Jam, dropped it just in the end zone, like right here in his chest.
I saw that.
Oh, God. If they lose this game like 19-18, man, that's game. That's the game right there. But yeah, it's been an all downwind. Yeah, well, we're not live yet. Oh, we're live? Okay. Hollywood with the pull. It's a pretty good pull. Looks like it's going to pass the brick mark. The wind has definitely died off a little bit, so right now would be a good time for these teams to try and make a run at those upwinders. Russ holds it. Toaster up to Damien. Damien's holding it. Damien's looking. Damien's sending it. Damien's sending it to Scott Johnson. Hollywood. Oh, Hollywood did not read that. Scott Johnson easily with the easy score. Nice throw from Damien.
It's tough, man, having a beat on these deep throws.
Jam has definitely stepped up their downwind looks a little bit. Maybe they're focusing up a little bit, realizing that they're making themselves work too hard. Maybe being a little too tired to work it upwind when the time comes.
No, this is
ECC.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But it was tacked on to the 9th edition at a few regional tournaments here.
Fast with the pull.
And it seemed to get positive feedback.
Yeah.
We kind of thought that there might be a vote on it for the nationals, and
That's what we were
but it
thinking.
wasn't really brought up.
Huh.
Captains were like, nah,
I guess
not necessary. Just one other thing to think about.
people
They got enough.
James is trying for the deep
but,
shot,
people fear change and they'll keep their bushes.
but McManus comes up with a nice D to stop that.
That was actually that was Jimmy on O. Real Jimmy on O trying to get that. I thought he was on D there. My bad. And Jam, yet again, working upwind, take 20.
The wind is definitely kicked up a little bit.
Faust starting with it. Wants to break, not really going to happen. To
Up to
Damien.
Damien. Brandon marking him. Damien looking out wide.
Wow. 55 is.
Pete out to Dan Eisenberg, and Pete could not hold on to it.
Not having,
Jam was working well. Jam had eaten up 20 yards of the 70 already.
not having played much to date in this game might have cost him some concentration points there.
Tar
Throws
picks
a
up Tar with
scuba.
a scuba.
Oh my God, what
It's
a
a
nice
scooter.
scuba. Kenny in disbelief. Everybody else just kind of walking away.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow right there. Man, that was effortless. Effortless. Oof.
Yeah.
Some
Both
of
these
these
teams are just so good. You make a single mistake and they just immediately pick it up and they're in the end zone before you know what happened.
Folks, unfortunately, we still need information on those damage.
We're two examples of guys who can huck it upwind with a forehand with some success. You know, and we didn't really see that much. Furious being the other team that has some ability upwind as far as hucks.
Dugan with a nice pull. Looks like he may have rested up a little bit, getting a little bit of that arm strength back. That was a nice pull. Nam King on the mark. Mike Payne up to Scott Johnson.
Scott.
Johnson's holding it.
Idris thinking, see, there's that crossover again.
Oh, that's a great deep
That's
from Shep.
huge.
That was a fantastic deep
That's
from Shep.
huge.
Condors only have about 35 or 40 yards to go. Let's see if they can take advantage
So
of
did he
this.
catch that and drop it as he came down, right?
It looks like that's what happened. And
Did he set it down?
by the rules of Ultimate, as long as the ground contact related to the catch causes the drop, it's legal play. Oh, Dugan looking for Shep and just can't
The
hold
wind
it in
turned
the
it
wind.
over. The wind turned it over.
Shep up on
Shep
the mark.
almost had it too.
Yep. Scott Johnson coming in. He's wide
Nice
open.
coach.
That's a
Go
nice
get
coach.
that. Come on. Go get it. Come on, Gavigan. Toaster with the quick little flip. I haven't seen him throw like a full-on throw yet, I don't think.
It's a dangerous throw to Faust.
Seth.
Seth came up.
Looking
rather.
end zone
Seth
to
looking at
Idris, and
That's
that's going to be long.
oh,
And
yeah,
we'll
that's a
see
lot
how
out of
far
Idris
this
there.
fan throws the disc onto the field again.
Good field.
It sure does seem like the wind is a lot calmer right now. It was blowing 20, 30 miles an hour when the game started.
Dugan taps it in. Idris on the mark. Dugan swings that wide.
Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz.
Gavigan.
Gavigan over Seidler.
Seidler. Effortless.
And there's your up. There's
No,
your up look.
that's out of B.
That's out of
That's
bounds.
OB. Oh,
That is out of
Seidler.
bounds.
You could have been somebody, buddy.
Seidler had a great chance there. He had Shep running deep. Shep had a step, and Seidler had the open backhand.
I'm thinking if Seidler had white cleats, he might have gotten that one in.
If Seidler can keep that one in bounds, that could very well have been the big break.
And here comes the wind again. Damn, that was an opportunity. Damn. These opportunities that are coming for him, they're just not taking advantage enough. That'd be I would call that their fourth opportunity. What would you say?
I would agree with that. Nieder's looking deep
And
immediately.
here's the punt.
Scott Johnson,
Don't even
not
call
even
that-
a chance.
Don't even call that a play. Taking out the guy in the red.
Nieder's with about the
Does the
100-yard forehand.
I guess I'm going to continue to point out the appropriate etiquette for sideline participation. That gentleman protecting himself and then placing the frisbee right near the sideline where it went out. That's the appropriate step to take. It's going to be so different.
All right, Dugan breaks the mark over Andy Cruz to start. Cruz looks to Shep. Looks like there's a call on the play.
We're going to see Idrises. Like, there's going to be like 10 Idrises on the field at once. It's going to be phenomenal. Have you seen little kids throw? When little kids throw, they're throwing full armed out like this. Like they're throwing a flick with their arms straight out from their shoulder, unbent.
Yeah.
It's just comedy.
Yeah, and when they hit 6'5" or start doing that,
Yeah, and I wonder how many.
we're gonna have to lengthen the fields for them.
I wonder when we're gonna start seeing the taller players start to come in, because we got that definitely altered our game and improved our team when we got added a 6'10" player. You know, I wonder what's gonna happen when we start seeing
And one of the other things,
more teams with that.
If Ultimate continues to gain legitimacy, we're gonna start seeing some of the higher class athletes who played semi-pro. Taro being an example. Taro actually played minor league baseball as a pitcher, which explains one of the reasons that he has such an excellent hammer, is that the hammer is very similar to the overhand fastball.
That's ironic, because I was calling his hammer a fastball earlier. That's pretty cool.
Oh, great
He
catch
does
by
have a
Shep.
lot of power. And a foul call. Shep kind of bailed out there. They had nothing going on.
Foul called on Dugan,
I would
trying to cut upfield.
I would
And
claim that there's plenty of legitimacy in our sport as it is. I don't necessarily know that
legitimacy
we need
is
to.
not exactly the right word,
Yeah, I suppose.
but as we gain public awareness.
There you go. I don't know. And you know what? Do we want more? How much more public awareness do we want? But I mean, Ultimate will evolve, and the possibilities, with these athletes that are coming up and how it'll change. That's intriguing. But right now, it's the Condors and Jam at the top of the game. Right up line to Andy Cruz.
It's a great cut, Andy
I see
Cruz.
a break.
Oh, Andy just cannot get quite enough air underneath that throw.
God, Andy's just having a tough game. He started tough, and he's kind of staying tough. That was a break right there.
That definitely should have been another goal for Condors. That's their fifth opportunity of the game. Idris again looking long. Let's see if he's just going to put another one out the back of the end zone.
Hammer.
Big hammer looking.
Oh,
wow.
Oh,
what a catch by Scott Johnson.
Oh, my goodness.
That was simply a fantastic catch.
Mike Payne. I'm going to call him Mike White Shoes Payne.
And
Bookends, baby.
Blocker
Actually, not
over to
bookends.
Seth Johnston.
Just an outstanding catch from
Wow.
Scott.
Scott Johnston was an amazing grab.
Andy Cruz had that sized up. He was going to D it. Scott had it look like by a thumb and the middle finger there. That was nice. That was a nice grab.
Wow, Condors cannot continue to squander these opportunities. That ties the game at 13 apiece. And
So this game is to 17. So this
Idris
is the
sitting.
first point out. So
Cribber
interesting.
back in. Cribber with the pull. Another nice lefty pull.
Who's their thrower in? Biscuit's in.
Biscuits in, Damien's in, Cribber's in.
Nice coverage on the pull by Faust. To JD.
Shooters out wide to JD.
And I think we got a travel call. Looked kind of like James stepped around.
He retracts his call.
Wow.
Retracts the call.
So
This
no
goes to
travel.
JD.
No travel. JD's ball.
JD
And
looking
another
for the big
hammer. Bold.
Wow, Brandon Steeds with another amazing catch.
No, your jam defender didn't even really get up, like put his arm up for that one.
The Condors answer.
Great
Condors
catch by
answer.
Brandon. He really sized that up. Caught it nicely. Wow, opportunity missed.
Yep.
Jam needs to make something happen here.
Yep, they can't be content with just trading points. 14-13 Condors, and the opportunities are slowly wasting away for Jam. They're going to need one of those upwinders. Dugan with the pull.
It's an official
noun.
division now. It used to be an experimental division, and it seemed like a good year to make the change because it's an international
Nice pull from Dugan all the way to the brick.
This is an international
Idris walks
work
down,
to
picks
as
it up.
American work.
Right on. Okay.
Damien going deep.
And there's the hug to Damien. Husak is on the
Husak is
case.
on it. That's
Catch
a great
D.
coach by Greg.
He's going to walk it up. Doesn't want to start it fast. See, I question that. You should be getting that right up to Yarborough and getting the game going right away. Although, it does display confidence. He wants to break. He does break.
Breaks it over to Namking. Namking looking at the line. But I don't think he's going to throw. He's going to dump it to Greg.
No.
No, he's
Up
going to dump it to Yarborough.
Yarborough with a nice move from the one position. Ooh. Tasty little tempting thing. Husak.
Toaster unhappy with the style of offense being showed by Ryan Nation. Wow, Toaster showing some intensity.
I think
Wow.
Toaster is.
I think Toaster's a little burned by that.
I think Toaster is questioning the ethics of Ryan. It's a really cool matchup. Oh, get up and
Great throw
throw.
by Taro.
Oh. That observer's got to
Great
give him the
throw up
sideline.
to,
Oh, Jimmy.
To Jimmy. Timeout called Condors.
And whoever had Jimmy losing in the fantasy points right now, as everybody knows, if your player calls a timeout, you do go back to 0. For those of you following along at home. The Condors too. Hawaii will be pretty nice. Hawaii. Oh, Nationals next year? I do not know.
Unknown. This coming in off the timeout. Jimmy looking
Price,
at Taro.
all sorts of contact.
My guess is there's going to be a foul called there.
Yeah, Jay was all over him. There was a lot of
Taro and Jay with a lot of pushing and shoving.
struggle for position there. No
And the
foul.
observer calls no
How can that not
foul.
be a foul?
Interesting
Really?
call. We've just been corrected. Let's give a shout out to Papa Seidler. We've just been corrected that Mike's last name is actually Nam Kung, not Nam King.
Which is my bad.
We apologize to him for that.
I've actually played with Mike before, and I thought I knew his name, so I apologize, Mike.
And it's after stoppage of play. This is coming back in. Dugan guarding Idris.
Stepping
Dugan
off.
steps back a little bit.
Wow,
He's
that's
trying
a
to take away the long throw.
5-yard.
Wow, Ryan Nation making a great post block. Dugan got the disc. Dugan
Wants
looking
it,
for
wants it.
Namkung.
Oh, just do it.
Oh, looks over to Taro. Taro's also got open throws.
Wow, no marks. That's unbelievable. Taro.
Oh, and Taro throws away a dump to Hollywood. Wow.
Oh, Taro establishing his space, swinging the frisbee around, and throws it away.
Condors are really wasting some opportunities.
You know
here.
what? Actually, Hollywood, I mean, that's where Hollywood should have been going to. Obviously, you can't, as a thrower, you can't really say you should be cutting there, but Hollywood really needs to take advantage of that because then he
The
has
open
an
space
unmarked
to the
look.
open backhand. That's
Yeah,
correct.
I mean, that's how their offense works. Oh, hammer.
Idris looking hammer.
That's
Scott
a
Johnson.
beautiful hammer.
That's a goal.
Oh, that's a beautiful hammer. And it's a foul. Nice.
Looks
well
like they
done.
made a call, but the observer overrules the call.
Probably
Score.
a little bit of desperation. Dugan's part.
Jam 14, Condors 14.
14 all.
Ties the game up at 14s.
Holding serve in the second half. You gotta wonder what their strategy is gonna be here. Maybe they're just hoping to try to take the ball away. Idris ain't the greatest defensive player. Oh,
Cribber up
that's
on the
trouble.
mark. Cribber on James.
Bye-bye.
James gets the easy open throw.
That's
Brandon
out
is
the back.
wide open.
That's out the bat. Oh,
Oh, Brandon making a catch.
observer calls him in.
Observer calls him in. Goal.
Oh. Oof. Oof. It looked to me like he was out the back. And a boisterous fan supporting the claim. Most of the fans in the back of the end zone are claiming that he was out the back.
But the first observer on the scene called him in.
Yeah, and that's the other
It's gonna be
thing.
hard
The
to
observer
overrule the
was not
observer.
even on the scene. He was running, trailing the play. He was definitely way behind that play. he was out the back in this announcer's opinion. Now this is an interesting
situation.
how it's going to work with the observers. I hope he doesn't let his pride overcome him. It's true.
This half. That's a great pull.
Damn.
I
The wind is really, really calm right now. I mean, relatively speaking.
Hey guys, can you cover the mic?
Big huck.
Big
Big
huck
huck.
Scott Johnson. Oh, Johnson's going to run that down. That was a fantastic throw.
Outstanding huck. How far off?
Okay, that brings us to count on after the next point is scored.
Count is on after the next one.
You're not gonna blow it?
Obviously not a, you know, keep play, you know, reasonable. I mean, this isn't hockey where we just come out period after period after period, you know. To have games go
Don't forget the Knicks finals.
a specific amount of time. Critter with
Another
a pull.
pull. Another excellent pull. You can see the wind has definitely
Wow,
died down.
that's
Can you
a
keep it on
good
the field?
pull.
That is a great pull.
Oh, that's the best pull of the day.
68-yard pull, definitely the best pull of the day. Studerus has a disc.
And Cribber
And
down on the
Cribber
mark,
on
he's
the mark.
psyched, and it's punted back, and it's going to be...
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, this is looking like a goal to Yarborough. Yeah!
Oh, great catch by Yarborough. Wow, that's a fantastic
And Josh Faust
catch by
giving his
Yarborough.
props. Yarborough with awesome concentration, dragging that one in. Man, he got up a finger's length above Faust and reeled that one in. Huge, huge. 16-15 Condors.
Makes the game to 18. First team to 18 is going to win this game.
And you know, the Jam was thinking opportunity. We have them on the 2-yard line. Cribber ran down, pulled it, and was one of the first guys down. Very fired up. I wonder, you know, that's got to kill him. You know what I mean? That's got to just burst your bubble. Working so hard and not to score upwind at all.
Not even get an opportunity. One throw goal. Kind of expect that.
Well, when you think that, exactly, they're going to punt. You know what I mean? You know that that's something that they're going to take that opportunity if it shows itself at all.
Especially with a pull that good. Especially with a long pull, you know the Condors are not going to turn the disc over near the goal line. So you have to be ready for a long throw.
The thing is, though, that I mean, the problem with it is that when you're playing junk and you're playing zone, like half the time, you get into this groove where you set up and you're going down to a spot and you stop. Maybe you forget a little bit about
Having to cover
a guy,
a person.
you know, covering a person. You know, you get into a routine when you start. You know, when you get into a game like this, where you start thinking about the game in a specific way. And if junk is a big part of that, you forget. I think that's what happened there.
Wind kicks up again a little bit. Dugan ready to pull.
Can't let two guys go like that.
We'll see what Dugan can come up with. The wind has definitely picked up a little bit again. Still a phenomenal pull, really an excellent pull. Gonna be down to the brick mark.
Almost to the brick. That was Seidler that pulled that?
Yeah.
Excellent.
No, that was Dugan.
That was Dugan again. So Dugan taking care of all the business. Idris with the ball.
Blocker back to Russ, over to
The
Idris.
flat ball.
Oh,
Idris with a nice break up to Scott Johnson. Johnson almost
Do catch
dropped
that.
Johnson with a throwaway, giving the Condors another opportunity.
And the wind picks up.
Marker got a foot on that.
Was that a foot block?
That was a partial foot block by the marker, that's reported.
That's
Dugan
huge.
looking, Dugan, the wind turns it over again.
Let it roll, baby, let it roll.
And Idris knocks it down, Idris picks it up. They drop off the mark, trying to just contain the Hucks. Idris
And-
with a nice
Scuba.
Scuba to Scott Johnston, who drops
Teflon hands.
it. Dugan up to Hollywood. Hollywood had an open throw for a second, back to Dugan.
Dugan just remaining consistent with his short game.
Back to Hollywood. Wood called a timeout.
No question about it. He knew exactly what he wanted to do there. They want this one. They want to put the dagger in right now. They're a
30
very
yard-
focused team right now.
Score 16-15. It's a game to 18. Sam Barber just took a timeout. I believe that's their second of the half. Is that correct? Did they take an early timeout?
I don't think they've taken one yet.
Okay, that's the first of the half. And they're about 30 yards outside the end zone. Disc is in the hands of Greg Hollywood Husak.
And the wind is picking up, you know, periodically. Now, at this point in the day, we're having periods of time where it drops. And it's a matter of timing, I think. I wonder if they could be lucky enough to have the wind drop when they come out of their timeout, or plan it that way anyway. Let's see. But they form the wall. They're very quiet. They're not doing that whole whistle clap thing that several teams have been known to do. Deal was pretty. That's a trip. They made us. We played them in the finals of regionals, and they made us sign a waiver. Is it USC?
It is USC.
And they're coming up. This is a project for them. So, yeah, I'd be curious to see how that one comes out. If they need to do any audio on it, I'd be happy to come in and dub some stuff for them.
Condors with.
That's it. That's everybody.
That is everybody.
I don't think Brent has played. Brent's played a couple points. He's got the FDNY hat on, showing a little support for New York.
Seidler back in the dump position.
Damien's going to put the mark on, checking his D.
They set up a stack. Let's see if they run. They look like they might be running an organized play, maybe a 3-2-1 or 2-1-3. It looks like it is a 2-1-3.
It's going to be a dump.
But look at it all. Oh, nice break from
bad.
Hollywood up to Seidler.
Nice up line. Oh. Catch it.
Oh, great catch by Russ.
Idris.
Was that
Idris. That's Idris with a big hammer.
With the hammer. Oh.
That surely. Oh, we got a shoulder issue with Damien. He's hurting.
Oh, looks like he's all right.
There's probably a little bit of disappointment there too. God, what an opportunity! A glorious opportunity. That would have been the most phenomenal catch of the day, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Damien was high up in the air to make that catch.
Arguably two of the best athletes on the field.
Absolutely.
Oh, go upwind.
Was looking for another. Oh, nice break.
It was a good little poach, though. That's all right. You know, you want to keep them back there behind you.
Yep, absolutely.
Keep them going backwards.
Swings it over to Seidler.
Here they've stagnated again. They've got to be tired. Oh,
that's too high, but there's. Yeah! Oh, that's a great catch by Gavigan.
Huge.
Dugan going deep, but no,
he's not going to put
that.
Come on, just dump it and be done. 22 is Taylor.
Taylor looking around to Seidler. Oh!
22 is Ted Savage. 22 is Ted Savage. He called a foul.
Yes.
On the throw. I wonder how Damien's shoulder is. Crowd not liking it. No contest. And Damien's showing the crowd, telling the crowd to shut up. I got this. Damien recognizing thing, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry, Furious. Nice little break.
Yep,
Great break. That's
strong.
Strong. That's very strong.
Hollywood looks for the
blade.
Idris Dugan. D. And Dugan's going to call.
No. That's got to go to the observer. If Idris doesn't take that, he's going to take it to him right away.
There's a little bit of contact.
Take it to him right away. EK, what do you see? He's going to conversate. EK didn't see it, I think he's saying. He's going to conversate with
his fellow observer. They're going to talk it over, see if they have a ruling.
This has got to be a turnover. It's got to be a turnover.
Idris made a great play on it.
It's got to be a
little bit of contact.
Good call.
Turnover.
That's a good call. I don't know what Dugan was thinking there. Dugan also was a very spirited player. That was an error in judgment on his part, I think.
The crowd seems to approve the call. Blocker picks it up. It's being guarded by Shep.
See, that's what you don't want to see, though. You don't want to see guys just calling fouls to try to get stuff. You know what I mean? That's football. That's basketball.
Oh wow!
And
that's a great throw from deep from Seidler rather.
Idris calling a foul.
But Idris calls a foul on the throw. That would explain how it popped up in the air. Dugan doesn't contest. Stahl's coming in on 0.
How could Idris possibly throw an air bounce like that? Never happened. All right, we are looking at Idris. They have to score this point, then they have to score the next point. That's what's happening. Damien, it's the Damien and Idris show, by the way. Seth stopping. Seth not coming to, claiming it got clipped in the ear.
And Shep got the D. There's a foul called.
That's great D by Shep. This is likely going to go to the observer as well.
Where do you think it's going? I'm thinking no foul.
Good call.
That is the call, and it's a turnover.
You think Seth lost a little bit of credibility there with the? Or do you think that the player who goes to the observer right away loses credibility in the long term with observers?
I'm not sure there really is a long term anymore. I think pretty much every call is going to be taken individually.
Right on. As it, of course, as it should be. Damien putting a mark on, strip, pick it up and play. Is it a foul? It's a foul.
It's foul called, uncontested.
And Ted with the ball again. Dumps, wants to get it back, clears out.
Breaks around to Ted, throws it back to Hollywood.
Condors content
Hollywood
to
is looking
control the
upfield.
ball and
Hollywood's
jack
looking
it.
deep.
Oh my
Idris
aching
against
blade.
Dugan.
Get
Idris
it.
gets the disc.
Oh.
And it's caught. Oh, this could be the game. This could be the game, boys and girls. Steve Dugan catches it.
That is large. That is large. Taylor, the rookie, with a great, great grab. Not the strongest forehand on the team. Turns around, throws a forehand up to
Steve Dugan.
Steve Dugan, appropriately for the score, for the second upwind goal of the game.
Second goal again.
They scored one earlier.
Yeah, no, it's 17-15.
You're right. My bad.
Yeah.
They didn't score one earlier?
No.
Oh, that's right. They had the opportunity.
Yeah, they had the opportunities.
Man, that is
That's not actually.
no. They scored upwind. They scored upwind in the first half.
No. 17-15. That's the only up winner in the game. It was 8-7 halftime.
And Idris on the field still.
Wow.
He's probably a little hurt. Hey, this was a phenomenal game. Fiona did a good job with the videotaping, and Dave Samuels.
Jason Brass.
It was very it was fun doing this.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
We want to thank the UPA for putting on a fantastic tournament. It was really well run again. Good party. Fields were awesome again. The weather cooperative as far as temperature and precipitation. A lot of wind. Obviously, a consistently windy weekend, making for a different type of tournament. But definitely showing who the strongest throwers were. Weeded out the men from the boys for sure. So a great 2001 Nationals.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Condors, repeat national champions. Congratulations also to Jam. Their best finish at Nationals in a long time for any team from the Bay Area.
Yeah, 88 I think it was, right? Last time they got anything going at on the national level as far as winning it all. Phenomenal game given the conditions. Jam really overcoming most of their past and really doing a good job.
Yeah, they came out with their A game today. They played well. They had their chances, and in the end, Idris made a great defensive play, and Condors got a lucky bounce, and they finally turned one of those opportunities. I think what it came down to is
I'm gonna say Steve Dugan. I'm gonna give him the game ball for this one. He really carried his team. Obviously, a number of huge plays made by a number of Condors, but Dugan really the rock, around which they gravitated. He definitely he had great pulls all game. I was thinking he was going to tire out, and then he had great offense upfield, putting the disc upfield so that they could have opportunities upwind.
Made some great cuts, some great catches. He got that fantastic point block right in the end zone.
Oh man, that was phenomenal.
Shut down a potential Jam opportunity. Really, absolutely. Dugan gets the game ball from me too. He definitely was the best player out in the field today, and that, considering the amount of talent that was out on that field today, that's saying a lot.
And Idris, I guess it's got to go to Idris or Damien. They both did similar things. James.
Yeah, I thought Idris had a great game. It's unfortunate that he's gonna kind of remember not getting that D, not making that clean D on the last point of the game.
That's hard, and he took it physically for it too. But my name is Jason Brask.
I'm David Samuels.
We had a good time doing this. Enjoy.
It's a wrap.
Woo!
Nice going, guys. That was pretty entertaining. I've heard a lot of great, like Tammy, like Dave Moe, and a lot of people. You guys had some good rapport there.
Excellent.
I think that if I
Yeah, dog.
critique, study more, get everybody's names right.
Yeah.
Get,
We tried.
John.
National Championships, the state of Barbara Condors.
Take care, Dave. Yeah, you too, Dave. Yeah. some people just always take the negatives and then put immediately on the CD, in which case it's just easier for us to get it. I don't know what to say.
Okay. I think Period has got it.
You guys in contact?
Yeah.
They've got a lot of talent.
I'm probably, I think
You're in Colorado Springs?
I'm in Boulder.
They're from
Probably
Big
gonna have
Sky.
to probably get down to
If
see
you watch,
Springs.
if you watch their workout drill,
We have
you
all
can
the
see how well
photos
they practice.
and all the video, all the raw footage.
very
Yeah,
good.
I'll probably get down there next weekend.
All their
and
skills
like
are
powwow.
Look at Krog. He's like 6'5", number 28.
Is this just UPA?
Look how
Yeah,
they're playing.
yes,
They're just
yes.
gonna-
And we actually just did